So what I wanted to do is just answer some questions, maybe do some production, maybe just play some piano, maybe just, whatever comes to mind. So first of all, I think this is a great introductory question. So I'm not going to read the names because I forgot to ask if you guys would be okay with it. So is it Rosentwig, Rosentwig, or Rosentwig? Where's the enunciation? So it's Rosen and then twig. It's not Rosentwig, like the wig, like a piece of hair. It's Rosentwig, like the English word twig, and the word rose, but with an N at the end. Rosen for roses or something. Exactly, that's what it is. For your question answer, are there plans for live shows and will the album be released physically? So first of all, in terms of the album, I would like to release it physically, but I didn't really think about doing it like on, I forgot the name, I think it's Crates or something. I didn't want to like fundraiser it. I didn't really feel comfortable with that, and I didn't find a label yet that really wanted to print it. I talked a bit about it with Eyewitness Records, but we weren't like totally sure. We're still kind of doing another vinyl probably for next year, so we'll see. Sell it as NFTs. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Are there plans for live shows? No. Short answer is no. Long answer is I don't really see myself doing too many live shows. Not really too interested in that, but I'm not saying never. Just not right now. And how do you work with drums? Well, I can definitely show some stuff later if you guys want. I can also switch to my PC here, and then we can do some stuff if you guys are up for it in a bit. But just to briefly talk about it, I generally really like to have a few elements that are set in place. So like first start with the kick and a snare or a clap or whatever, and have those be more predictable, like not necessarily fall on the floor, but nothing too crazy, and then structure a lot of percussion elements around it and start panning them and giving them effects and doing like cool stereo stuff. That's how I really like to do it. I've been into complex and experimental sound textures lately, and your latest releases kind of fall into that direction. What's been your approach so far when making such textures? Just curious. So what I like to do, and what I got from Helios, is to start with some kind of ambient layer first. So for example, just put some samples through like a granular synth or granular whatever, or like chop it in weird ways, reverse it, bounce it out with a bunch of reverb, and then just only use the tail. Like first of all, have some kind of ambience going, and then start layering on that, like with some noise, pan some elements around, and when you have like this bed of ambient sounds, then start to develop the actual song more on it. That's kind of what I've been doing. What inspired you to write Intuition? It's such a great album. Two other questions that are very similar. So another one is, what made you do ambient drone cinematic type music? Which great sentence. What is your inspiration to make such an amazing music? First of all, thanks to everyone who gave me some questions. So I think I can combine the answer in all of those because it's kind of same thing. So when I first started out, I think making like chill synth music or focused around that, I was very inspired by Home, which you probably all know from his song Resonance and other really beautiful songs. I really liked that, and I got closer to that kind of sound, but I got a little bit too close in my opinion. I was like, okay, I don't want to just copy him. I want to kind of do my own thing. And I've always played a lot of video games and always loved movies, even though recently I've been getting way more into them. And that kind of cinematic and game kind of soundtrack vibe really influenced me early on. And I've always been kind of in love with like very moody atmospheric tracks, and that love for that just got deeper and deeper the longer I made music. And throughout the years I've been listening to so much music and finding so many cool artists. That's kind of how that happens. And for me, movies, games, books, life, calm moments, and dreams, and everything really is an inspiration. Anything can be inspiration. As a music theory noob, what's the theory behind Kaleidoscope? I really like those type of chords. So first of all, first thing I notice is a lot of open chords. So open chord voicings, spread out the voicings. Right, okay. So essentially what I did to like explain it in like an easier way is that I think what I really like to do with these kind of ambient tracks, and what I did with Kaleidoscope as well, is to spread out the keys, spread out the voicings, and keep a lot of the notes in between the chords the same if I don't key change or whatever, obviously. Because what I really like is this kind of ambiguous mood, and that's way easier to do if you have, like, for example, you play, like, wait, let me get a keyboard. This is way easier to explain then. So essentially, if you have like an F chord, so which is just like a basic F major chord, you know, you can spread that out. You can have the F in the bass, and you can then take the 5, the C of the F chord, and put it an octave lower. And that chord already sounds, in my opinion, way more like open and ambiguous than this. So this versus, and then it's just about, you know, spicing things up, playing some different notes on top or changing the bass line. So for example, I'm just going to keep the notes on top the same and just change the bass line a bit. So what I did is just keep the same chord on top, but just change the bass line, and that really helps creating like a very like relaxed kind of mood, and also key changes. So you can do something more drastic, like, which is kind of like Radiohead-esque. Something like that, or you can do something more subtle. Do you have any visual inspiration for your music, art or photos, or just atmosphere? So I really love this question. I love browsing like really cool art and just creating, you know, ideas or just getting inspired by that. But visuals definitely have inspired me a ton. So there's this one German artist called Friedrich Kaspar. Oh no, I forgot the name. God, that Caspar David Friedrich. Yeah, that's him. Thank you, Tommy. I really like his art, and I love browsing stuff. My girlfriend's art is also really amazing. David Gedder. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Is your girlfriend also doing music? She does sing and play the ukulele, and also ukulele. And also, how do you pronounce that? Ukulele? You know what I mean. And also, she does play a little bit of piano. Thank you all for all the questions, by the way. I really like answering questions, so this is awesome. In what direction do you think is your style evolving, and do you like that evolution? So first of all, I can say yes, I love that evolution. For me, that's kind of what's been driving me, and what's like kind of the part why I don't really get like writer's block or music block anymore, because I just don't care about genres or anything. I just make whatever I want, and I don't really see myself stopping that. And I just kind of, you know, whatever style interests me. So with Intuition, it has been like a lot of soundtrack and ambient stuff, and that's always been a big part. But with the new project I'm working on, I kind of spoiled something here, but with something new I'm working on is it's you know, some parts are similar, some parts are very different. And in addition to that, what would you like to play around with in the future in terms of style? I already kind of answered this, but for me, I've really been enjoying like 90s electronic music and like crazy experimental stuff, and you know, but also like some more like jazzy and more funk elements have recently been getting more into my music. And also the next project is probably gonna have a few tracks that are somewhat in a lo-fi hip-hop-esque realm, but are definitely not like normal lo-fi hip-hop. Like Spots of Canada, 100%. Yes, 100%. I do love Spots of Canada. What do you think? I know less about music theory. Do you need more knowledge to write bangers? No, not at all. You don't need to, no, basically none music theory to write bangers, especially bangers. Whatever, you know, music theory is just a tool set. You don't have to use it, and it's not like a rule thing. You know, you can do whatever you want. So if you feel like you don't need it, then you don't need it. But if you ever get interested, and don't write it off just because it like kind of sucks at first. But you also don't need to like sit down and like learn from A to Z, whatever. Just learn what you're interested in. So, you know, for me, things like modulation and stuff just came natural because I really like that in music. Also, while I'm playing this, Chris Martin can't read music, and I know some people don't like Coldplay. I'm not too much of a fan of their new work, but that's a great song. So. Let's use it. Like classic ambient sound, but you know, sometimes you just gotta go classic. Let's, you know, put it on 100 or whatever. Okay, that's too much tape wobble. Sorry. Fix that. No, I don't do this. This is a lead for lazy people. It's probably gonna be too crazy, but let's see. Oh, it works. Oh, I like that ending. What is your most weird demo? Oh yeah, let me actually pull this one up as well. Maybe I can find one. Okay, I think this is, okay, so this folder is called the Might Have Beens. So let's just go through some of those. So these are all pretty old, I think. I've never put anything in this forever. So this is from 2019. Absolute garbage. Okay. Oh god damn, those the high end on those hi-hats is just not good. I think this is a nice demo. This is weird, but nice. Oh, actually, it's this one. I already know it's this one. Actually, one thing about this, I really like the tail. Like this part. So, this one. For the little switch up. Yep, we did play Age of Empires 2 by that time. So yeah, that's probably the weirdest thing I've done. Maybe. I've did some weird things. Here are some like super old stuff, man. That's crazy, just seeing those names. Thanks for listening. That sounds like Sims music, but like vaporwave. When it comes to ambient, do you use Paulstretch sometimes? Do you even know that software? Yes, I do use Paulstretch, and I do know it. Paulstretch is amazing. One of my favorite songs in the ambient realm is actually, I think it's, it's just like a track idea. Paulstretch. Let me see if I can find it. There. So definitely check out this person. Like, they have way too little listeners, in my opinion. So this song, October. This is a Paulstretch song. If you know Paulstretch, you hear it. You actually can hear it that this is Paulstretch. And I love this. This is such I love ambient music, man. What have you been playing recently? So in terms of games, I've been playing Gwent a lot, Riders Republic, and still Dota 2 with my buddies. Well, every winter we kind of get back into it. And been replaying The Witcher, Witcher 3. Also recently played Inscription, which was really awesome. Can really recommend. Do you stress about your listener counts and follow the growth, etc., or do you don't really care about that? I do stress about the listener count, yes. I mean, it's kind of, it's part of my livelihood, obviously. Without you guys, without you girls, without you folks, I wouldn't have a job. I do other, audio work on the side, and, the whole composing part is something I just keep on saying I want to do more of it, but then I'm like, I want to do another EP or another album, but I kind of want to do both forever. So that's good. But yeah, I do stress about my listeners, and I don't follow the growth really, but sometimes, of course, like for example, like with my new album, Icarus, the track Icarus is, it's very popular and people seem to like it, and it's got like a lot of, Spotify playlists and stuff. And I, that really motivates me to go into that area more, like explore more of my ambient side, and, also, just do more ambient tracks, because I can totally see people like it. So that's awesome. But I would never, like, for example, I know that, like, Imagination, even though I really do like Imagination, but one song I don't like, no, I shouldn't say I would destroy. Okay, but there's one song that was one of my popular songs. I do not like that song. I think it's not a good song. And, just because that's popular, I'm not going to do music like this, obviously. So if I can give you advice, just follow your heart, really. Just do what you want. And just, because that's really what will make you grow. And I've my music and even my Spotify has grown recently quite a bit, and that's all because I also obviously because some of my older tracks, but my newer music also does pretty well, and it's really cool to see it. It doesn't happen all the time. A New World, for example, that album not a lot of people listen to. Nowadays a lot of people tell me that they really liked it, which is awesome, but it hasn't really gotten that much traction. But that's okay, just keep on doing it, keep on doing what you like. Do you write music even when uninspired, or not really? No, I don't. So, I mean, inspiration is kind of a difficult thing, but if I really don't feel like it, I'm not going to do anything. But it's not like I'm not waiting for like the perfect idea. I just really like making music, and I love creating atmospheres and vibes and stuff. So I like to experiment. But if it's like a day I'm really tired and I don't want to work, I'm not going to work. That's why I wanted to do this for a living, because I like choosing to spend my time on things. And sometimes when I don't really want to work and it really doesn't feel good, then I shouldn't work. But there are also times where I'm like, I don't want to work, but I have to finish something, and then I obviously have to finish it, Any tips for people who want to do music as a living, or things you wish you knew when you were starting out? Move to the country. Just don't live in a city where you have to spend a lot of money. That's the best tip I can give you. And also just, keep doing your thing, and just start looking for other ideas to make money on the side, be open to work on the side. I've worked for a lot of did a lot of jobs on the side for a long time, and just also think about your lifestyle. What do you really need? What kind of how much expense do you really need? Because when you live in a city where you have like $2,000 rent every month for like a normal apartment, then it's gonna be tough. But if it's like not that much, it's gonna be not. It's going to be easier, and maybe, every way is different. Some people might get big on Spotify and make money like that. Some people build a really nice Bandcamp community or Patreon community. Some people do like audio work for podcasts, or like do engineering work, or maybe like make music for games or films or something, or make like music for audio libraries. There's so many things. Make sample packs, make like education, make YouTube videos about music, you know, make TikToks about music and get sponsors, you know, whatever. You know, there's so many things. Just be open and don't try to follow like one kind of way that other people pay thin, you know, where we're like, yeah, okay, that's how they did it. Like, just follow where your intuition guides you.